Hi guys, my name is sneakyJoe and today we're going to review a webcam from Avermedia with codename PW315. It's a Full HD webcam with fixed focus and 95 degrees viewing angles. It boasts 60 FPS at Full HD, and when I heard about it, I was really looking towards replacing my old Logitech C922 with it. And this is a webcam I'll be comparing this new Avermedia product with. The packaging of Avermedia is minimalistic and it basically doesn't have anything besides the webcam itself in the box. It only has two paper documents, meanwhile Logitech came with webcam stand. Those documents don't have any really useful information about the webcam, just plug and play and start using this device. And the quick start guide, despite being present in the package, doesn't also give you any useful information, so you can as well just skip it. While we're at it, the video format of this webcam is motion JPEG. On lower resolutions it supports YUY too, but I don't really have a clear idea why somebody would use those on their streams instead of motion JPEG, because if somebody needs a higher color quality, they can just get a decent camcorder. So the front of the camera is glossy and it will collect fingerprints really fast. There is a webcam privacy cover, which is great to have. The rubberized stand can be mounted on your monitor backwards, but it is not as well developed as Logitech stands. Just for your reference, Logitech stands have additional moving part, which can improve gripping quality with your monitor. On front of the webcam there are two microphones, one on the right and one on the left. And with a distance of 1 meter they sound like dog crap. If you speak from a distance of 20 centimeters, it still doesn't help. So yeah, it is not a microphone. The cord of this webcam is a bit shorter than Logitech and it is just USB 2.0, not 3.0. And that means that the feed of this webcam is heavily compressed. Motion JPEG, remember? And now let's go on to the comparison. The webcam's position relatively to each other is not ideal, but it will work for testing purposes. So pardon my unshaved face, but those are shots of both webcams at their maximal viewing angles. And since we're looking at a product that boasts 60 FPS, let's see how the motion compares to the older webcam of Logitech. Viewing angles are great, and you can see that I can stretch my hands and they are visible to the webcam. Also take a note at clarity of the text. You will be able to do a better comparison, but you already can see that Avermedia has better optics and the text on my t-shirt is sharper. Here is a full screen of Avermedia. Note how the motion blur is happening on this webcam. And this is Logitech at Full HD 30 FPS, because it doesn't support higher frame rate at Full HD. You can see that the image is washed out and the motion blur is terrible. But since Logitech also kinda can do 60 FPS, here is how Logitech at 720p and 60 FPS looks like. It is just not good at all. So for better demonstration of the webcam difference, here is a side-by-side shot. Remember that since Avermedia has higher viewing angles, it may seem a bit sharper for the same details that you can see at Logitech. But then, even if we turn down the resolution on Avermedia, you still can kinda see that the text is sharper on Avermedia than on Logitech. It's almost like the text has more resolution given to it, and you can see finer details, for instance threading on my chair. Next, autofocus test. This is the only thing that Logitech can do which this webcam cannot. As I mentioned, the Avermedia webcam has fixed focus. The image becomes clear at around 50 centimeters. Everything behind this is slightly blurred, but in my opinion is still better than Logitech. So if you want to show something up close to the camera, you can skip this product because it will not work for you. Next, I'm always interested to see how the webcam behaves with bad lighting conditions. There is no low light compensation and movement is smooth on both webcams, even if you turn down light again and again. They both kinda work in pitch dark areas. You can even make it better by adjusting brightness and exposure settings a bit. In the middle bottom part of the screen, you can see current settings of webcams. Avermedia on the left and Logitech on the right. Then again, those settings with light turned on. You can see how Logitech suddenly loses a lot of clarity, and color reproduction is awful. Those are automatic settings, which I didn't adjust for my room conditions. Just to ensure that everything is fine, I even restored camera default settings for Logitech, but as you can clearly see, they are not as good as Avermedia's default settings. So when Avermedia can kinda work fine in bad light conditions, Logitech cannot do this, and this is a great advantage of Avermedia over Logitech. However, they both kinda look decent in studio light conditions on auto settings. You can get a somewhat proper image from Logitech, but this is a painful process and is not easy to do. Next goes an interesting test for me in NVIDIA Broadcast. This webcam can be recognized as a camera in NVIDIA Broadcast, which means that this camera supports UEC. This means that you really do not need any additional software for it. And then I decided to test how chroma key will work on this webcam in OBS. You can see that default settings worked kinda fine, and with slight adjustments you can get a decent image from this webcam. However, this test also exposed an issue with webcam warping near the edges of the image. So it is advised to point this webcam at the object of your interest. If your face or other object will be near the edge of the webcam, it will be distorted, slightly but still unpleasantly. So point your camera at your face and it will look way better. And by the way, since the camera is so far away from the object, chroma keying is not ideal in my case, but it may be better for you if you place the camera closer to your face. Now to the main reason why I got this webcam, Beat Saber. Logitech at 30 FPS and Full HD has delay of the image of 90 milliseconds, and viewing angles, despite being enough, are not ideal. Avermedia has image delay of 60 milliseconds, and motion is more fluid when captured by it. It also allows capturing more of the game footage by the Leaf application just because of the increased viewing angles of the webcam. So, can I recommend this webcam for purchase? I believe I can, because it's way better than C922 from Logitech. In terms of color production, in terms of FPS, the motion is way smoother. And in overall clarity, especially at 1080p. I have to highlight again that this camera doesn't have autofocus, the focus is fixed at around 50-60 centimeters, but it will be more than enough for more people, but for some people it will be a deal breaker, and they won't be able to use the camera if they want to show something up close. But still, for absolute majority of the people, if you need high viewing angles, it will be a great purchase. And even if you don't need high viewing angles, you can just crop the image and center yourself. For me, it will be especially useful on my VR streams, because only with higher viewing angle cameras you can capture more of the gameplay footage in Leaf, because it's just coded this way. I don't really see a logical reason for this. And yeah, so for the price they are asking for this webcam, it's a legit purchase, and I can advise it over the Logitech C922. Of course, it will not replace a proper camcorder with proper optics like you see right now, but still it's a very legit device for everybody who wants a webcam for themselves.